In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an ironing board organizer out of an old pair of jeans. The first step is to cut an approximately 16-inch section from the pair of jeans. Now I cut it so that I used this finished hem. It's going to be used on the bottom. I cut 16 inches because what you're going to do is you're going to square off the section of jeans down to 14 inches. So that's why I cut a little bit extra on each side from the jeans. So after you cut out your section, square it off so that your final piece is approximately 14 inches long by about 9.5 inches high. The next step is to use a seam ripper to take off both of the back pockets. Once both of the back pockets have been removed, you're going to open up your section of jeans and pin the back pockets next to each other, just above the seam line. Now what I did was I didn't pin them flat. I kind of stuck my hand in as a measuring guide to give myself a little bit of a pouch once they're pinned down. This is going to leave not quite an inch on each side for the side seams. Next step is to, once you have your pockets pinned, is to sew them down. Now that I have the pockets sewn on, I just wanted to show you one additional customization that you can do if you wanted to. You could take the loops off of the jeans and you could put those just inside where the pockets are. That way, if you wanted an extra sort of holder for things like scissors, and the scissors could go through the loop and into your pocket. For me, I didn't really want that or need that. I'm just going to use the pockets themselves to put things in, like the scissors, or for example the cutters. You could also put pens, anything you want in the pockets. So that's just an extra customization. So the next step then, once all the pockets, both pockets are sewn on, is to decide how deep you want this third pocket. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to create a third pocket in front of these. What I decided to do is I'm going to do mine about 1/4 of the way down, like this, so that once this is sewn on the sides, I have these two pockets, and then I'll have a deep front pocket for extra stuff. So I'm going to do mine about, like I said, 1/4 of the way down. So I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to cut most of this off except for, I don't know, about 1.5 inches or so, and then I'll sew it under. Okay, so I finished sewing my edge here, and then what I did on what will be the front is I just did an extra top stitch just so that you see it, just so it stands out. It's more for decorative than for anything. And so now the next step is going to be to flip it over and sew up my edges with sort of, I guess you would call it, wrong sides together. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew up each of the edges here, and then when I turn it back, it'll create sort of a pocket with a nice finished seam on each side. Okay, so I finished sewing up both sides, and then the next step is to just turn this pocket, turn it out, which I already kind of half did for the video. It's just easier for me holding the camera with one hand. Turn that out, and then what I did just to finish the top part was I just turned it over twice, 1/4 inch each time, and then just did a stitch along the top and the sides. Now if you wanted to, you could leave the sides and the top raw and just kind of let them shag out like jeans will do, and that's kind of a cool look. For mine though, I just wanted to finish it off completely. So now, as you can see, this is pretty much complete. Once it's hanging, I've got a nice big pocket that I can actually use for threads. I can use it as sort of a trash pocket, if you will. And the last step then is just going to be to put some Velcro across the top and Velcro on the ironing board. And now the ironing board organizer is complete. So I did the Velcro on the back and just sewed and attached the other Velcro to the ironing board, so it's easily removed. And anytime I need to replace the ironing board cover, it's easy just to put new Velcro on just the cover part. So as you can see, it's got plenty of room for everything. We've got regular scissors, pinking shears, we've got pencils, markers, we've got all our little tools, measuring tape, stitch witchery, plenty of room for everything. So there you have it, the ironing board organizer made out of an old pair of jeans. The total cost was, well, $0.